Johnson, Mike Tirico, Joey Sly, set to get this one going. And we are underway in downtown Detroit. From the 35, it's 1st and 10. Now the first carry for the Alabama speedster, Jahmyr Gibbs. And he'll be tackled up around the 45-yard line.
A gain of 10 yards.
It's a nice start to the drive, a gain of 10, and a quick first down.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
We'll go play action with Goff. Open man, it's Jameson Williams. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
It's a gain of 14
Here's
yards.
1st and 10.
That's another Detroit Lions first down.
On play action, Goff forced out wide. And he'll just get rid of this. Smart play to throw it away. And that'll set up 2nd down. The Lions call their first timeout, and they'll get together prior to this 2nd down play. Out of the shotgun, it's Goff. This throw, left side, Forza Slaw, he's got it. And a good job rallying to the football, holding just a gain of a yard and sets up 3rd down.
And 9.
I should probably sign a head, boy, because I got all the heads, boy.
Goff to throw. Here's a screen set up for Gibbs. He's going to have the first down, so they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9.
Well, I think it's pretty clear what the week's plan was, and that was to get the quarterback in a rhythm right out of the gate. You got to imagine as the game unfolds, they'll sprinkle in some runs. But so far, it's been their passing game to get this game started, and that last one results in a first down.
That is incomplete. No way to force the football in there. Good coverage. It'll bring up 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Back to the air, it's Goff. They'll look to set up the screen here. This one going to be sniffed out, blown up in the backfield.
I think this play is a direct result of his film study. He knew exactly where that ball was going before the play was snapped, and that play recognition, man, it separates a lot of guys in this league and results in a negative play.
And that is incomplete. Contact occurred just as the ball was arriving. There are no flags. It's 4th down.
I think as the offense comes to the sideline now, the quarterback and his wide receivers need to get together and say, hey, guys, what are you seeing out there? How can we find some open targets? Because on that last down, there was nowhere to go with the ball.
And this is not going to be enough. He is short of the marker. They turn it over on down.
Well, Mike, it's pretty clear early in this game the message they want to send is we are going to be aggressive on offense. And that's exactly what they did there, going for it on 4th down early. But it's the defense that comes through and forces the turnover on downs.
Right to the air goes Ward. And this is too far out in front. That one's incomplete.
I'll tell you what, Mike, with this guy's speed, he's not an easy target to overthrow. So that's one of those where they're telling this quarterback, throw it with everything you got. Just lay it out there. And more times than not, he's going to run under it. But in this case, just a little bit too much on it. He winds up overshooting his man.
First carry for the man from Memphis, Tony Pollard. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that.
It's a gain of a yard. And it's 3rd down.
Got it. Ready?
3rd down and 9. shotgun snap for Ward. Open man, right side. He's got it. And he'll be taken down all the way up past the 45. Plenty of room after that catch. Big gainer of 23. Set to go now on 1st and 10.
Tennessee.
Past the 60. Ready.
Out of the gun, Ward. They go sideline, and he stays in bounds. Got the feet down in time. It's a 1st down. Titans football here to start quarter number 2, as they've got it with 1st and 10.
Here we go. Set. 70 tempo.
Ward going to tap this one forward. It'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 29-yard line.
From the 29, here's 2nd and 6.
Get it. Ready.
Throwing is Ward. Now a screen. Here's Pollard. And they'll work this close to a 1st down, maybe just a tad short.
All right, so anytime you're facing the blitz, the best thing you can do as an offense is just get the ball out of your hand. Get into the hands of receiver, run after catch. In this case, nice job by the defense, rallying to the ball. Modest gain.
Okay, ready.
3rd and inches.
Go.
They'll try and run for the 1st down with Pollard. Oh, he didn't need much, but I don't think he got there. Gonna depend on the spot, but it looks like he is short.
Well, we have an early decision here, Mike. How aggressive does this coach want to be on this 4th down try? I think you got to keep your offense out there. You have a prime opportunity to take the fight to him, extend this drive, and hopefully be able to come away with points.
He's got his tight end, that's a Conquo. And he'll be taken down, but we have a chance for the first points of this game as they set up 1st and goal.
I love the way the ball's been moving around to different guys this drive, Mike. I mean, it really keeps the defense guessing and off balance. And now this defense is going to have to figure out how to keep this offense out of the end zone because it's 1st and goal.
2 minutes remain in a scoreless 1st half. Greg and I back from Ford Field in Detroit in a moment. This opening drive, it has been a work of art. Now, can they put the finishing touches on? It's 1st and goal. Pollard. And he's going to be stopped just short of the goal line. Couldn't reach that ball across, setting up 2nd and goal.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
The ball a little closer now. It is 2nd and goal.
Come on. Set. Let go.
Now Ward going to hold on to it. Trying to find a crease in that mass of humanity, but he's going to come up short.
And after putting together what's been a long and methodical drive, they suddenly find themselves on the verge of potentially stalling out. So this defense, they can get a stop here. That would feel like a pretty big win on a drive that's largely been dominated by the offense.
They'll try and run. Here's Pollard. And he barrels his way into the end zone. Tony Pollard. Touchdown, Tennessee.
Make no mistake about it, he may get the glory, but that does not happen without unbelievable blocking up front. So let's give the big guys all the credit in the world. He's able to displace the defense right there at the point of attack, and that's about as easy a goal line touchdown as you're going to see all year.
Joey Slide to kick off for Tennessee.
Still a little time. Final minute of this 1st half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. This one is going to sail through the end zone for a touchdown.
35-yard line.
Goff to throw on first down. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very stout there. That's going to bring up second down.
And their offensive struggles just continue to show up time after time here in this first half. It's going to be hard to sustain drives when you continue to put themselves in holes on these early downs like they did here.
On second down, Goff. I had a defender draped all over him. Incomplete. Good work to body him up and set up a third down.
Brings up third down and 10.
From the gun, it's Goff. And that is incomplete.
Every so often, Mike, you can see these offenses, and it looks like the passing game gets a little bit too predictable. And as the defense continues to flood the back end of these zones with extra defenders, they're continuing to force this quarterback to not only make some difficult throws, but to put the ball in harm's way.
That's taken in. And fortunately, this is going to get out of bounds. So no turnover, and it's actually going to wind up a first down. Well, a big play there, and maybe a big break, too. The ball going out of bounds so they keep possession and keep a little bit of this momentum going, Greg.
We see this across the league so much now, Mike. Defenders are getting so good at ripping that ball out. Unfortunately for them, in this case, they got the ball out, but it ended up going out of bounds.
Now Detroit's going to use their second timeout. Clock will stop just under 30 seconds to go in this second quarter. Throwing left side there, but it is incomplete. Amon-Ra St. Brown, the receiver he was trying to target. And it'll lead to a second down. To throw is Goff. That is brought in at the 10. And he's taken down, but they are in business. This sets up first and goal.
That's another Detroit Lions first down. First and goal
Goff.
at the 9-yard line.
And that is caught in the end zone. He's in. Isaac to Slaw. Touchdown, Detroit.
You know, we spent so much time talking about the heroics of a game-winning drive to end the fourth quarter in 2-minute mode. Well, let's talk about a 2-minute mode, Mike, at the end of the first half. It might not be in walk-off fashion, but I'll tell you what, executing that here, going into halftime, changes this entire game.
On the return, it's Jim DK. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Titans take over first and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Here we go, set. 60 Bison, 60 Bison. Hurt. Right there, hurt. Ready.
On first down, it's Ward. He'll take a shot down the middle of the field. And the Lions are going to take over at their own 13-yard line.
Ward's pass intercepted. The Lions take over first and 10 at their own 13-yard line.
Here we go. What's that?
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this first half of play. Could not ask for more from that first half. All even as we begin quarter number 3.
Come on, come on, go!
They'll give it to Pollard to start this drive. And he'll be brought down, but what a run down to the 40. How about 25 yards to start the drive? First down.
Well, that's how you get a drive started. A big play here in the run game, and you have to imagine this is something we're going to continue to see. Success early in the drive typically results in success later in the drive.
Ready?
They'll go back to Pollard on first down. He'll work this ahead for 2, maybe 3. Big lineman Aleem McNeil ends the play there.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd and 7. From the gun, here's Ward. Middle of the field, he's got a Conquo. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9.
Nothing a quarterback loves more, Mike, than being able to pick up a first down without being forced to push the ball downfield and force it past the line to gain. He settles for the underneath check down. He's confident that his receiver is going to pick up the rest after the catch.
Ready?
First and 10, and they give it to Pollard. He brought down inside the 25. Malcolm Rodriguez in for the tackle.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
From the 24 now, here's 2nd down and 7.
Ready? Bronco 80.
They'll run once more, and it's Pollard again. And he will not be able to get free, picking up only a yard. Now, it's 3rd down.
2 brings up 3rd and 5.
Here we go. 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger. 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger. Buffalo 18.
To throw is Ward. This one just too far for the receiver. Out in front of him. That one falls incomplete. Tony Pollard, the intended receiver, out of the backfield. And it's going to be 4th down.
I think he predetermined that 3rd down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
He's got room to roam. And he's going to pick up a Titans first down. They find a way to keep the drive going with the 4th down conversion.
Really nice job there, Mike. I mean, he sees the blitz coming and just gets the ball out of his hands. Understand where your outlets are. It results in an easy pitch and catch and move the chains.
They will not get back to the line of scrimmage. They pick him up and throw him down for a loss.
The key to great defensive line play is the get-off. When that ball moves, how fast can you get off the ball and get into the backfield? That's exactly what we saw here. Quick read, react, get off the block, take him down for a loss.
Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. On play action, it's Ward. There's Okonkwo open left side. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up 3rd down.
It's a gain of 7.
So these two teams take a long walk to the opposite end of the stadium. We've come to the end of the 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The crowd making their presence felt. This is 3rd down.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal, go!
Ward's gonna keep it here on the zone read, and he will take it in himself. Cam Ward, touchdown Titans.
Touchdown Titans.
Greg, every touchdown counts the same, but the ones you get in the 4th quarter, they are the ones that feel a little more important.
Yeah, now the pressure shifts to your defense. Your offense was able to go out and get the lead here late. Does your defense have enough left in them to get one more stop?
Sly now for the point after. He knocks it
The
through.
kick is good.
And the Titans will move out to a 14-7 lead.
Lions 7. Joey Slide to kick off.
So the lead is 7 now. Here in this fourth quarter, the tie has been broken. Let's see what happens on this kickoff.
The Lions take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Get your money, y'all. I put money down on all of us, on my people now, on what I love. Ooh, baby, we run it up. Yeah, the minute the sun is up. There's no
Goff going to throw here on first and 10. Brought in by the tight end, Sam Laporta. And he's out of bounds inside the 45-yard line.
It's a gain of 23 yards. That's good for the Lions. First down.
On first and 10, here's Goff. Throwing off his back foot, and it's taken in. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard.
Brings up second and 8 at the Titans' 40-yard line.
Goff gives it to Gibbs. And he's bottled up after a gain of a yard.
Yeah, so I think as you look back over the course of this game, it's really been the inability of this offense, Mike, to create any sort of balanced attack to get anything going. And whether you look at the rushing yards, whether you look at just the points scored, this offense has to find a way going forward to generate more big plays and more balance, both run and pass. And it seems like he just cut that route a little too short. He's got to get more depth on the initial stem, and that way he makes sure when he catches the ball, it's beyond the sticks.
Value 3, value 3. 180. What's up?
Now or never, they'll throw on fourth down. He's got his tight end, that's Laporta. And he will not make it to the end zone, but he's down inside the 5-yard line. A big one here in the fourth quarter. And even 30 yards.
3-yard line.
Now, first and goal.
Hey, kill. Cut. Turbo.
They'll drop to throw. And he's in. Jamison Williams. Touchdown, Lions.
All right, so Mike, now the interesting thing is, do you want to take the lead with still enough time for your opponent to get the ball back to go to try and win it? I think I'm kicking the extra point here, tie the game. I don't want my opponent in a fast 2-minute mode to try to win this game in regulation. Now I'm playing for overtime.
The Titans take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
They'll come up for first and 10.
Ready.
Now it's Ward. His throw on first down is going to be incomplete.
Timing and trust, critical elements of this quick passing game. If your target and the quarterback are not on the same page, it winds up being an incompletion and a wasted down.
Ready.
On second down, here's Ward. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. They might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a third down.
The game is there for the taking. They control their own destiny, but this brings up a really big third down here. But remember, they don't have to force it and push the ball past the sticks. Even if they come up short, they still have fourth down in their back pocket to try to extend this drive and see if they can pull out the win here late.
It'll be taken down, but it takes them across midfield down to the 40-yard line. First time they've looked his way all game long, but he comes through with the grab and a first down. The Lions called their first time out. They'll be disappointed there after giving up the first down.
Go.
Ward to throw again. Rush comes. They're setting up the screen. And that one's not fooling anyone. They were on that screen from the start. And a loss of yards on the play. Now Detroit's going to use their second timeout. And they'll take it with just over 90 seconds left on the clock. Here's second down.
Here we go, here we go. Cougar 19, Warrior 70.
Throwing again is Ward. He'll find his receiver. That's DK. And they're going to get this ball down to the 20-yard line. A gain of 24 through the air. First down for Tennessee.
And the Titans first down.
60 Eagles. Let's go. Cowboy 80.
Holler. This defense all over this one. They get him down behind the line. It's a loss of a couple. Here's the third and final timeout for the Lions. And they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in this one.
Panther 60, Panther 60. Panther 11, Panther 11. Ready, ready?
Out of the gun, Ward. Hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be third down.
A great pass rush is like a closer in baseball. When you bring them into the game, it's all but over. And that's exactly the case here. It doesn't result necessarily in a sack, but it was the hit that altered the throw just enough to end that play before it started.
60 Bobcats, 60 Bobcats.
Throwing on third down, Ward. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a fourth down. So, here's the kicker, Joey Sly in a pressure spot. This a potential game winner.
39-yard attempt.
This kick is good. And they take the lead in the final minute of this game.
And this has been such a tight game, but that's a big one right there. I mean, you need a kicker with confidence. Well, this guy, he fits the bill. He steps up and knocks it through to give his guys a lead here in the fourth quarter.
Here comes a return from the 5. He'll get across the 20, knock him down to the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
This is first and 10.
Here we go. High 20, DC.
Out of the shotgun, it's Goff. This one broken up. It's incomplete. The defender right there with him. It brings up second down.
Makes it second and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Now, Goff. A dive and a catch. Incredible. Pressure time, no timeouts to stop the clock as they get set here for a big first down.
First down.
And now he's not spiking it, it's a fake. And that could be the dagger. It's intercepted. Picked off by Xavier Woods. And the Titans have just about sewn up this football game.
They'll take over first and 10.